Gotta give, something gotta give. Smile such as yours, thorns and make a heart such as mine. Cause I insist somewhere, somehow, someone's gonna be killed.
Welcome, Kathleen. We'll get started in a few minutes. Hello, Zachary. Welcome. We'll get started soon. Hi, Natalie. We will start soon. Welcome. Welcome, Elizabeth. Hi, Sandra. We're glad you're here. Lindsay, welcome.
Night, we'll find out as sure as we.
Hi, Sunny. Welcome. Hi, Kevin. Hello, Margaret. Alicia, thanks for joining us. Yuka, welcome. Hi, Ms. Blue. Welcome. Hi, Margaret. I think I just heard her. Hi, Kayla. We will start in about 2 minutes. Take a deep breath, grab a gulp of water. We'll start at 11:02. Welcome, Monique. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Ms. Brandon. Welcome, Alice. Hello, Andre. Rhonda, I think I just saw you in a seesaw session. That could have been you. Hello, Andres.
Our love is here.
Wow, we have a good crowd. That's great. We're going to start in 1 minute, folks.
Not for a year. Whatever and
Hello, Kay Wagon and Behind the Seagull. I remember you. We've worked together before.
Oh, hello. I remember you too. I'm glad to see you.
How you doing?
I'm doing very well, thanks. How about yourself?
Fine, thanks. This is like, this day is like Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's. And
Oh, I missed
for the Department of Technology.
the online learning program where I think I saw you a lot.
Good to have you here today. Hi, Maria. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Cole, and I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Welcome.
going along.
All right, 30 more seconds. We'll get started. Make yourselves comfortable. Hello, Adrian. Hi, Deborah. Or Deborah, depending on who you pronounce it. Hello, Helen and Mei Ling. Oh, it's Helen. Hi, Connie. Hi, Ms. Brandon. Thank you, Kit. I wish that were me singing, but I'd be a lot more famous if I had Ellen Fitzgerald's voice. All right, I'm gonna actually turn off the music, though I'd love to hear it all day long. Uh-oh. We may not be able to turn her off. Let's try this. Okay, there we are. Welcome, everyone. You have, in case you came to the wrong room by mistake, this is Everyday Accessibility, game-changing built-in tools that benefit everyone. And I will mention, hang on 1 second, where did all my links for the chat go? Here they are, just in case. I will mention that today's session is really set up for you to explore. It's meant to be a hands-on session. There's a long period of time where you'll actually be playing videos and exploring some tools. And so that's fun because you get to choose your own adventure and figure out what you want to learn. But I'm also going to ask, go ahead and figure out what is the tool that you want to learn the accessibility features for. I recommend having 2 devices for this session, because one device you're going to actually watch the videos on, the other device you're going to explore. It's just easier that way, because then you have 2 separate screens. So for example, if I want to learn all about my students' Chromebook, then let me actually stop sharing screen for a minute. Okay, there we are. If I want to learn all about my students' Chromebook, then, and that's blurred out, but anyway, then I'm going to want to have an extra, let me stop blurring that. There we go. I'm going to want to have a phone that I'm going to use to actually watch the videos on. So I'm going to watch the videos on my phone. I'll show you how to do that. And then I'll stop things, I'll start things, I'll try them out, and then I'll actually do the things on the device I'm trying to learn. So I recommend having 2 devices. Do you need 30 seconds while you run across the room and grab that other device you're going to use? I'll give you that. I'll give you 30 seconds. So you can have a device to explore and a device that's like your map that you'll use to watch videos on. Okay. There will be time later. So that's okay too. Let me start sharing screen again. And there we go. Remember to sign in once for today. If you're just joining us or if you missed signing in already, you only need to do this once. If you're with Digital District Day the whole day, you get to say it's for 7 hours. I'm going to put that link in the chat for you. Where is that chat? Come back. There we are. So there's a link to the slides. I recommend that you hold on to these slides. They're helpful. Please open that and keep it on your device or bookmark it. And also, it's in the session description if you want to go back later. And also, please sign in just once for the day. Once you've signed in, you're good. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Can you just do a little chat waterfall and tell us all in the chat your name, where it is you teach, and who you teach. So I'm Steve Kiesel, I'll just say it. I work in the Department of Technology. I used to be a 2nd grade teacher, and I taught general ed, but I sure wish I'd known about these tools. Anyway, name, where you teach, and who you teach. Hi, Elle, 2nd grade at Uloa. Uli, 1st grade Lilienthal. Zach from Soda. Great, we have early and late learners. Elementary and high school. Great. Balboa, Lowell, biology. Oh my goodness. All of you will be able to use these tools, you'll see. And your kids will too. Star King, 5th. New Traditions. Hi, Rhonda. El Dorado, welcome. Great, we have someone from O'Connell, a para from SPED. I know your students will be able to benefit from these tools. Itinerant, students with vision loss. Oh, there's some great tools. We'll make sure to highlight those. And LPAC testing. It's good to know about these tools. I don't know how many of them are allowed to be used during LPAC, but they help kids learn and show what they know. Marshall, special ed, gen ed, elementary. Thank you so much. Keep them all coming if you haven't yet told us what you teach. I'm going to move on though. My name is Steve Kiesel, Department of Technology. I want to give a shout out to Haiti Donahoe. She works in ATTIC, which is the Assisted Technology Innovation Center. We have our own special center in the Avenues as a school district where students who need assisted technology, they can be named in their IEP, and then they can go there and try it out and make sure it works, get it signed out, etc. And the specialist there can help with that. But Heidi also knows a lot about assistive technology and universal design for learning, so she helped me make this session today. Okay. All right, you already told us who you are. I forgot to have you tell us what you want to learn, but that's okay because you'll have a chance to explore anything you want to learn. You'll see. Thanks for sharing who you are, etc. Let me give you the link again for the slides in case you're joining us. And that is bit.ly/SFUSD every day. I think I only sent that to one person. Let me send it to everybody. There we go. You can also scan this with your phone camera, and you'll see a little square that will appear that tells you what it is. Tap on that like a button, and it'll open the slides on your phone. Just a reminder, we have a bunch of people here. Please stay muted unless you're speaking to the group. Use the chat if you have a question or need more info. And your choice. I love it when people's cameras are on because I love the sense of community. I like to know who I'm talking to. I like to know if you look puzzled or if you're nodding because you agree. I invite you to do that. But if you want privacy, especially while we're recording the session, you can have your camera off. That's up to you. So we have all had that one student. For some of you, it's way more than one. That one student that you know they wanted to learn, they couldn't show it. They were struggling. You have maybe a student that stopped struggling a long time ago because they decided school just would never work for them. I actually have a sister-in-law like that. She was dyslexic and nobody knew it. And she just basically did enough school to make it through, but she could have done so much better if someone had known. Think of that one student who maybe they have great ideas, but they can't write them, or it's just such a struggle for them to read and they miss out on a lot. These kinds of tools are here to help that student. In fact, though, in the process, I think you'll find some of these tools are great for you too, and me, even if you have no identified disabilities. For example, I do not, the older I get, the more, the less nimble my thumbs get, and these little buttons on my phone are annoying. I don't text using my thumbs anymore. I just speak everything and do speech to text in my phone. Sometimes even when I have a lot to type, I'll just dictate into my computer and have it write it for me. These are all tools that can help you. I use the magnifying tool on my phone to read menus, like these friends are here. Oh, and also, if you've ever been to another country or if you are an English learner, you might want to translate the sign that you're looking at, and your phone can do that. So today, by the time we leave, you'll become familiar with the accessibility tools that interest you, the ones you want to explore on a device of your choice. You'll get to decide how accessibility tools might be useful for you and those you know, both in your classroom and in your daily life. A brief history of these tools. They're called assistive technology, and thank you for Haiti for this. Assistive technology helps people who have difficulty speaking, typing, writing, remembering, pointing, seeing, hearing, learning, walking, and many other things. Different disabilities require different technologies. And thanks to the ADA, or Americans with Disabilities Act, assistive technology is now built into the personal tech devices that everyone buys. You don't have to buy a special device or pay more. It's all built in. And they're referred to as accessibility or accessibility tools, sometimes universal access. And in fact, accessibility or accommodating for accessibility is part of what's known as universal design for learning. Architects figured this out a long time ago. Architects had to start designing buildings, partly because of the ADA, had to start designing buildings that were accessible to everyone so that people could get in and get around to the places they need. And what architects found is if they design buildings with those who have the most difficulty of access in mind, they have made a building that's accessible to everybody. And it turns out a lot of people use those same design elements themselves, even if they don't have a disability, just because they prefer to. So that's true of teaching as well. Teachers realized if they design their lessons for those who have the most difficulty with access in mind, they've made a lot of options and choices for how people learn and how they show their learning, et cetera, that everybody can access and use, all their students, not just the one or two that they had to design specially for. And that's basically what universal design for learning is. More formally, it's a framework to improve and optimize teaching and learning for all people based on scientific insights into how humans learn. And so we're going to learn some tools that might help some of your students with identified disabilities, but you may find that a lot of your students end up using these tools because it helps them. I don't know if you've figured out how to turn on the closed captions on your TV, but I use those a lot just to follow a movie when it's, too quiet or something, and I can't hear what people are saying. Why does UDL matter? Well, it's the way that each of us learn is as unique as our fingerprints. The goal of UDL is to have a variety of teaching methods to remove any barriers to learning. And it's about building in flexibilities that can be adjusted for everyone's strengths and needs. So even if you teach general ed only, you have students with special needs, and all of your students could benefit from UDL principles in your lessons. I do like this cartoon that Haiti gave me. Bunch of animals there, and they all have to take the same test. For a fair selection, everybody has to take the same exam. Please climb that tree. And we've all had students that maybe we didn't even mean to, but we asked them to do something they couldn't do, and maybe they could have shown their learning in a better way. So what tools do you already hold in your hand? Because they're all there. So these are some of the things that any of your electronic devices can do. You can enlarge text on the screen. If you have a phone, you can use the camera to enlarge the text in the world, like on your tiny menu in the dark restaurant. You can have your phone read what's actually on the screen to you. You can have it dictate what you say so that you're talking, it's typing for you. You can have it translate written and spoken text and street signs. Actually, there's a tutorial that's not even on here yet. And I apologize for that, but if you have an iPhone, all you have to do is open up your camera. And let me stop sharing for a second. All you have to do if you have an iPhone is open up your camera and point it at some text. And at the bottom right now, this just happened recently, they made this available. At the bottom right, you'll see a little icon that looks like a square with, it's meant to look like printed text with a square around it. If you tap on that, the icon will, the AI in your phone will be able to recognize the text that you're pointing your camera at, will be able to read it for you if you want it to speak it for you, and it will be able to translate it for you. And I didn't even ask for that. It just showed up on my phone one day and I saw the little icon at the bottom right and said, what's that? And I tapped on it and found out I could suddenly translate Greek. So, one moment here.
Just real quick, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
Yes.
the Pano, P-A-N-O is what you're referring to?
Pano is just one way. That's a type of picture you can take, which is the long stressed
Oh,
out, but
Yeah,
if you just open your phone as if you're going to take a picture,
oh, okay,
train it on any text, at least if it's an iPhone. I don't know if Android does this yet,
yeah,
but
okay.
train it on any text like this text.
Uh-huh.
The AI will basically say, oh, there it is. Like tap on that little square that suddenly appears. And
Okay.
I can select all, I can copy paste, I can translate, etc. I
The-
hope that helps.
So the square that is on the left side.
On my screen, it's the bottom right, that it's yellow right now.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
So I don't have that in the videos, but everything else is pretty much there. You'll see,
Okay.
because that's such a new feature. Oh, you can also control your phone by your voice or your Chromebook, and that helps people with hand motor coordination issues, for example. So remember I said you're going to need 2 devices for this. Figure out what device do you want to learn about today. And we have options. These are the options, in fact, because I have materials for each of them for you to explore. And here's how the process will work. Everybody's going to choose their own adventure. First, you're going to choose the device you want to learn about. So I want to learn about my Chromebook because my students have that. So I have my Chromebook here, and that's the one I'm going to explore. And then you're going to be looking on your other device, you're going to be prowling around a website. You're going to be looking at the device you're interested in. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. So for example, if my map device, if I want, so you're going to have a map device that helps you explore and a destination device that you're learning about. So if I want to learn about my Android phone, then I explore the website on here. If I want to learn about my Chromebook, then I explore the website on this device and watch the videos on my phone and try this stuff on my Chromebook. Okay, so here's how you're going to access the website. You'll either, if you're using your phone to do the watching of the videos, you'll open up your camera. And as soon as you point it at that code, it will ask you, do you want to open up this web page? And so you'll open up the web page. If you want to be exploring, if you want to use your map device is like a computer, then you're going to type this into your web browser, bit.ly/sfusd every day. So if I type that into my Chromebook, for example, ly/sfusd every day, all lowercase, it brings up that web page. Now, what is the web page? It looks like this. It'll look a little different on your mobile phone if that's the one you're watching the videos on. But if I want to learn about my Chromebook, I'm going to go down and scroll to that. I'll click on Chromebook. And then each of these little icons has a video that tells me some features about my Chromebook. So if I want to learn how to change the magnification of my Chromebook or change the default font size, maybe I want it to speak selected text to me or enlarge the cursor. All I have to do is click on that. And a video will open that tells me about that. I'll have to turn my volume up.
The items
There
on
she
your
is.
screen, like your cursor.
Okay.
Highlights feature that lets you put
So that's how it works. And here's what we're going to do. That's sort of the overall process. Before we get started, I want to acknowledge that different people learn in different ways. Some people want to be quiet. Some people learn by talking to others. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to create some breakouts that if you like learning with other people, there will be a breakout called Mac. And you can go, if you want to learn about your Mac, you can go in that breakout, watch the videos. If you get stuck, talk to the people, etc. On the other hand, if you like learning quietly on your own, the main room here, not the breakout room, but the main room is like, shh, that's the library. It's where everyone, please mute your microphone on Zoom, and then just stay here. And I promise it'll be a quiet space, no talking to you. You can watch your videos. And then after almost a half hour at about 11:50, we will come back. So if you're in the breakout rooms, we'll close the breakouts at 11:50. If you're in the main room, I'll just make an announcement and tell you, okay, we're getting ready to start, or you'll set a timer for 11:50. So again, collaborative explorers can go to the breakout rooms, choose the device. So choose the iPhone room if that's you. And solo adventurers can stay here quietly learning, watching their videos in the main room. Before I go further, are there any questions? I threw a lot at you, and then it's about to get quiet while you explore some things. Okay, if you give me 1 second, I'm going to prepare the breakouts so that you can go and learn collaboratively if you want, or again, stay here otherwise. You'll be able to choose your own room. We need, hang on here. Thank you for waiting while I get these set up. 3, 4, 5 rooms. And if you give me, again, just about 30 more seconds to get you started, I apologize that you're waiting. Twenty more seconds. All right. And last of all, my phone. Okay. Okay, I'm about to, again, I'll put the information on the screen so you can find this website. I'll set a timer and I'll see you all at 11:50 when we close the breakout rooms. You don't have to join a breakout room unless you want to learn with other learners. And again, I'll share a screen with the information you need. If you have any questions, chat me. I'll try to answer in the chat.
Steve, I can't get into the breakout room.
Am I supposed to go to the breakout room on the desktop here, or do we have to use a different device, like the laptop or phone? We can't hear you. I can't hear you, Steve.
Oh yeah, I muted. Thanks for reminding me. I would say, first of all, the breakout rooms are optional, right? But do stay, whatever device you zoomed in on, stay on that device and go into the breakouts on that device.
Okay.
Because otherwise you have to leave all of Digital District Day and log in again from the other device, and that's a lot of work.
Okay. But you haven't put us in the breakout room though.
Yeah.
I actually opened them, so you should see at the bottom the option for breakout rooms? Did
Is
I?
it under what, show captions or share screen or what?
At the bottom of the screen, if you don't actually see the word breakouts, it's probably, you need to click on the 3 dots, which means there's more, and then you'll see the breakouts option. I hope.
It's not showing.
No,
It's not
the more
showing.
it says,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not showing.
Well, in that case, Zoom is being wonky today, and we'll have to stay in the main room. Sorry.
Um,
It does seem that there's something
uh,
funky about it, Steve, that there, because I know what you're talking about, that room where it has the little breakout rooms on the bottom deck, and it's just not showing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, sometimes Zoom events is weird. We did a tech check and it worked, but it's not working right now. My apologies.
It says, please wait to be assigned. So maybe you
Yeah.
have the setting where we don't have the option to choose the breakout rooms.
Yeah, you have to, I think you have to put us in a breakout room.
So I did set it so that you can choose your own. That's weird. Let me just close Zoom and try to reopen. Okay, so that said, because Zoom is going to be weird, if you would like me to put you in a room, just chat me. Otherwise, if you can all just keep your volume down so that people aren't listening to us talk while they're trying to learn. So chat me and I'll try to put you in a breakout room. Otherwise, you're welcome to just stay here. Okay, I do have a couple of people saying they want to go into a breakout. Thank you for that. You have to tell me which room it is. For example, do you want to be with the Mac people or the PC people?
The PC.
Okay, great.
I have two, so the main thing I'm looking at, you guys are on my PC. But I have my Mac just in case I need to use it as well, is what you said to have another device.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna recreate, see if that works.
Okay. If it doesn't work, that's fine. I can stay in the main. Yeah.
I think we got it. All right, let's try now. Did that work? Are you able to choose your own?
Yeah, it works now.
Okay, thank you. I'll just be quiet now. And please reach me by chat if you need anything. Thanks.
I'm just gonna stay in the main room because no one else is in the breakout room with me.
That's all good. Okay, I think everyone's coming back now. So I think the Chromebook folks, that's interesting. I closed the rooms, but the Chromebook folks are still in there. Let me see if I can join them. Or maybe I know what to do. All right, I have brought our breakout folks back, I think. I want to show you one more set of like bonus things that are not about Chromebooks necessarily, or about devices, but are about Google, because these are things, if you work with students, they can really take advantage of them, and so can you actually. So I'm going to share screen again. And these are the Google accessibility features. So I mean, Google Docs. So I'm going to actually open up a new Google Doc. Over here, you can go to the waffle or whatever they call it, the apps launcher, and choose Google Docs. There's other ways of getting there, but now I'm in Google Docs. I'm going to hit blank or tap blank. And now I've created a new doc, which I'll just name practice. Now, Google has this wonderful feature called voice typing. I used to teach second grade. I had kids who it was so painful for them to write, their hand-eye coordination, and a lot of them were English learners, and it was so hard for them to write, and they had these great ideas, they just couldn't get them down onto paper. And so that's not a problem anymore, because the computer can type for them. So I've just opened up a new doc, and I'm going to click on Tools, and I'm going to click on Voice Typing. And as soon as I do that, a microphone appears there. It's not working yet, it's just ready to go. So as soon as I tap on the microphone, here goes. As soon as I tap on the microphone, everything starts typing. Now, you will notice that Google hasn't figured out punctuation yet, period. So, comma, you have to actually say the punctuation, comma, or go back and type it later, period. Let me make that bigger for you. That's pretty much what I said. So the AI has gotten that good that it can pretty much understand what you're saying. You just have to add punctuation. I will say, if you have an iPhone, and if you dictate into your iPhone, which again, I don't like texting, it's too much work. So I usually voice type with my iPhone. Siri now is starting to learn punctuation, gets it right about half the time. So I think Google will start to add punctuation too, but they're not there yet. So that's voice typing. Voice typing also works on Google Slides, unfortunately only in the speaker notes, as opposed to up in the slides themselves. But that could be handy for, let's say, if you ever present and you like to have like your script down at the bottom, you can just start talking and say your scripts and have Google record that for you as text. And then you don't have to do all that typing. Because if you're like me, I can talk a lot faster than I can type. Now, okay, so I have just voice typed this. I want to show you another great tool. And that is under Tools, Translate Document. So you can give it a copy. So it says translated copy of practice. Maybe I have some Arabic speakers and children with Arabic speaking parents. And so I want to communicate to them. So maybe I would call it practice and write the word Arabic in there so I could find it later. And then I choose my language. So I'm going to find Arabic. There it is. There's like at least 60 languages that you can choose from, including both simplified and traditional text Chinese. And then I'm going to click the blue translate button. I still save my original, that's still there, but now I have this same document in Arabic, which is pretty cool. I would encourage you to try that. It's free. You already have this service. And if you are trying to communicate to parents at your school who speak different languages, this could save you a lot of time. Of course, you can also go to Google Translate, which is translate.google.com, or just Google the word Google Translate. And here you can choose your source language and your destination language. You could have someone speak into it and it'll type it out for you. You can load in images. It can translate what's on the images or documents or websites. These are powerful tools. I will also mention that if you have an iPhone and it's got the latest operating system, you now have a translate app right in here, and you could have a parent speak to you in Vietnamese and have it translate to English for you. I don't actually know if it does Vietnamese yet. They're adding more and more languages, but it has some of the most common languages spoken in our district. So I just wanted to show those with you. I don't know why I'm showing you all the speakers by mistake. I mean, not that that's secret, but that's really not what you need to see. Where'd my slides go? Oh, well, let me just stop sharing screen. So I just wanted you to know about those tools and those options. Yeah, I think I have my slides.
Oh, sorry. I had a question. Can you go over the bottom? You said that at the bottom right. If you click on that arrow, then you can type in what the information for your slides. Is that what you said?
Oh, okay. So actually, let me share screen again because I have Google Slides up. Come on, Zoom, you can do it. Okay. I'm gonna share screen.
Oh, like, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to open up the Everyday Accessibility deck. And down at the bottom where there are speaker notes.
Okay.
And some people like to have their words all scripted out so they can, if they figure out what they're going to say, it's all written. So I can go to Tools, Voice Type Speaker Notes, and get started that way.
Okay. And then when you do the slide presentation, will your notes appear to the audience?
You actually need two monitors for that. And under slideshow, you would go to presenter view. Then with your second monitor, you can put that over somewhere else onto the second monitor and you'll see your notes, but
Okay.
no
Got
one
it.
else will see that.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to move us forward. There's just about to be a time for a question and answer though. So you're well timed for that. Give me a second to navigate. Thanks for waiting. Oh yeah, one best practice. As I share screen, are you able to see my screen again? Okay, great, thanks. One best practice, if you did make a practice doc, or if you do make one, to just go up to File at the top of the screen, File, and move to Trash if you're done with it, so you don't just have all these docs in your Google Drive that you don't want. I'm not going to move our slide deck to the trash though, because we want it. So, okay. So before we do that, because I have to let you go, it's time for lunch. I will stay for questions, but I want you to think about something you could use. I hope you all found something for that one student, or even someone that you live with, or even yourself that will be useful. I do need to let you go because we only have a half hour for lunch and then there's another keynote. I want to thank you so much for joining us. I forgot to leave time for you to fill out the feedback form. I'd love it if you do it before the end of the day. All the feedback forms are the same, but here's the one for everybody. and just choose everyday accessibility. I'll leave that in the chat, but then I'm going to stop presenting and just thank you all for joining. You've been wonderful. Have a great Digital District Day and a wonderful start of school. I'll see you around the district this year. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Steve. See you later.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Steve, this quick question. You said you could, if some parent doesn't know how to speak, let's just say Spanish, she only knows. How do I find that so I could learn how to translate? Or like pick up what she's saying to me or
Do you have an iPhone, by the way?
iPhone, yes. Do I go
Yes,
in?
that's a tool that you already own then. Let me find it. It looks like this. It says translate. It actually showed up automatically. They put it on your phone for free.
Oh,
And
okay.
it has an A and then a Chinese character and a globe. And then you just choose, I have it going Spanish to English, for example, right now.
Hey,
Okay.
Steve, the only thing I would say is if you're translating for parents is to just let them know that you're using Google Translate or that you're using AI to help
Yeah,
you.
thank you
translate,
for that.
because it does literal translation often, which is actually wonky in
Yeah.
a bunch of languages. But a lot of times parents are like really understanding. They're like, yeah, I do that for English, so I totally get it. But it helps to tell them that you're not using authentic translation before you send it out.
Thanks for that reminder. It's always good to just add a sentence that you can copy paste saying this was translated using Google Translate. We appreciate your patience if there are any mistakes,
Yeah, it just kind of avoids a lot of stuff.
like insulting people by mistake.
Kind of, yeah.
Thanks, Maria Elena. I appreciate it. Okay, everyone, I'm going to close the room. Go have lunch. In the slide deck is my email. I welcome your emails if you want to reach me after this session. Take good care, everyone.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank
You're
you.
great.
Thanks. That made my day. Take care, everyone.